Vihiga, a third of Vihiga is hilly and stony. There's nothing you can grow in that hill, but there are people there. Go through the documents and respond to these things, because it is real. If I was to advise you through the chair, you need time out to go and digest on the supplementary issues we have raised. They are not going to disappear because you're being defensive.
With the information we have now availed, because we have provided additional information with respect to historical pending bills in terms of the works done as per the guidance of the committee.
If we were satisfied, we would now be saying, let's go out for 823 million. So you needed that you go and reflect on these things
Chair.
before we write our report.
Chair.
This is not which hand governor.
Okay, provided payment vouchers, and you've acknowledged some errors, and that those ones we can clear them out. And nobody touched on those ones because they were considered exhaustive. Some of them had some clarifications. They require some clarification. And those are the ones that the Honorable Senators have asked. Okay? You have two options, Your Excellency. If the questions were too many and you need them organized, we have an expert team here. We'll organize them up and share with you for you to provide response. And that's what Senator Khalwale is inviting you to. Because the issues raised, some of them are issues you can respond to. You know, I sit here with wealth of experience on the issues that are raised, but unfortunately I can't respond on your behalf. Okay, I can only hear and say nothing. Okay, now, if you want to be given in an organized manner the issues raised, because some of the issues you've raised, I've ticked them as exhaustive because I've gone through the payment voucher, I've gone through the explanations you've given, I find them satisfactory, okay? But none of the issues I've ticked have been raised by the Honorable Senators. You get it? It's a follow-up question on the same issues that are raised. Now, I can give you the opportunity to respond as raised, or we can give you an opportunity to respond, and it's not a problem. We write them up very neatly, what is not closed out, and we give you an opportunity to respond at a different time.
If you could just tell us, this committee, for how long have you been chief officer, and for how long have you been the CEC in the county? You make your responses, you just say.
Before the director in charge of revenue.
You're in the right place.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. For how long, director of revenue? Sorry, Chair.
3 years.
3 years. Bona CEC, just quickly.
Yes, for my case, I've been a CC for charge of finance and economic planning for the past 1 year.
Before that?
I was an economic advisor to His Excellency the Governor.
Okay.
Disorganized. Chair, I would want to make a request without spending too much time on the whole exercise. What if we allow the governor to spend his time and his team so that the outstanding issues from what Honorable Sosi has raised, what Honorable has raised and what I've raised, so that then the governor can now write back to the committee with clarity. Because I feel like we are jumping from historical bills, we are coming to the current ones. I've seen where 870 million has been paid, but we still have a pending bills of 2 billion. It's untidy, Your Excellency. That's really I would like to request through the chair.
With the pending bills over a reasonable period of time, so that now becomes a public document the Honorable Senator can publish and share to the Vihiga, public, and be able to say, in engagement with the executive, we've been able to agree, and this is the plan, so that in the subsequent financial years, there's a definite plan. The idea is the pending bills must be less next financial year, far less the following financial year, so that these are people, they have used their money, they have done the project. They must be paid. It's not an option. Okay? That you add as an issue so that you come up. But I want to state this on the basis of the fact that we've dealt with 4 counties, This is the first county that from the time we've started dealing and where we are, there is clear indication of effort.
Something is being done.
Yeah, clear indication of effort to try and comply and make sure some payment is done, some plan is done. This is encouraging. You understand? And I want you to make sure that you don't slide back. You understand? You've done supplementary, push. Because if people have liability, why do you continue doing development? You understand? Sometimes unakaza mwaka moja, you pay a chunk and then you're able to do more development as you continue, particularly now that you have a legacy to worry about as a second-term governor. You can give your final comments and then we close. Thank you.
Decision to create the pending bills committee, which my first expectation would be that they look at the Auditor General's report, which, as has been pointed out by the chair, is not final. You may find that some genuine pending bills have been left out or marked ineligible, and yet it's just because of one or two paperwork missing. So my expectation is that this committee will work on the issues that this committee is going to raise so that we deal with the problem of pending bills. As a senator of Vihiga, I received so many communication in my office here in Nairobi and back in Vihiga on the issue of pending bills. And they became so many that I decided to bring up this matter in the intervention of Senate. So this is really to help the people of Vihiga. And I hope at the end of the day, this exercise will resolve the problem of pending bills in Vihiga County with some finality, so that we don't experience challenges where people come crying that the businesses have been auctioned and yet they have done work and delivered to the county government. It is killing the morale of our people, it is killing their businesses, and it's not just fair that someone can invest in a business, do business in a county, and end up not being paid. It's not fair, even at a personal level. So, Governor, thank you very much. I know every issue I've brought in the Senate, Governor has taken it so seriously and responded to the issues that the senators have raised. And this is the newest issue, the issue of pending bills. I know there was an issue to do with water, it's being handled. The issue to do with health is being handled. So I think we are doing our role. I am doing my role as the lead oversight, and you are doing your work as executive. So there is no witch hunt here. I think if we do that, our people will be happy with what we are doing.
Your presentation from your officers, I'm actually impressed. Chair, there isn't a matter. If you look to all the political video clips from Kisii on what the Kisii governor, he says he will not pay a single pending bill. All of them were wash. They are thieves. It is very painful. Please, if you can, help your people. This is not your money. This is not anybody's money. It's a very sensitive issue at the local level because of the transitional issues. I really pray that your team will deliberately decide that you are actually going to pay these pending bills and let the public and the contractors know. Look for a criteria. If it's first come, first serve, tell them and pay their money. Finally, I wanted to say that for you to have exactly the issues that have been raised, I'm sure you know that because you used to be here with us, talk to our clerks and let them give you the Hansard report so that you are able to pick the issues we've raised so that you don't leave any issue by the time you come next time, or even we could even go to Vihiga, Chair, so that we are able to engage and make sure that Kenyans are actually happy with devolution. Thank you, sir.
One thing I really appreciate so much with you is the fact that you are a very good listener. I highly note that, because then when you have a leader who cannot even listen in this very defensive, we don't get results. Mahali tu naanguka tu ni hapo kwa agenda. So next time improve on that. And as you give your final remarks, let me get the feedback of, do you think that you deserve more funding? Because remember, we are this committee, this one, where I'm privileged to say it, we are reviewing in the year 2025 the allocations for the different counties. So I would want to request you in your comment, I would want to hear if you feel it will be justifiable for more funding, and kindly wacha wamama walipwe pesa yao wale wamefanya kazi. Asante.
I want to take this opportunity first and foremost to thank my senator for raising this very pertinent and national issue. Pending bills is a national issue and it affects all of us. And the counties are equally involved in this matter. And therefore, I want to say I was happy that my senator raised this issue, because as a governor, it's an issue that has given me sleepless nights. And I really feel bad when I see people have done work, but they are not paid. And that's why I've said in my opening remarks, I'm committed to ensure that all the pending bills that are genuine are paid during this legacy period when I'm concluding my second period. I would really be a very disappointed person to leave, God willing, 2027, leave behind pending bills. I want to leave the least pending bills, that if it's possible. So, Chair, I want to commit once more again that this is my agenda number one on prudent financial management. And that's the reason why I have formed a committee within the executive to monitor the pending bills. Chair, you are governor, you know better as I do. Most of the pending bills come as a result when we reach the end of the financial year. And payments, our clients have done work, but payments are not done. Everything's put on internet banking, the way my senators put. But now when we cross to the next financial year, the money is voided, is removed, and assumed that IFMIS now is clean to start the new financial year. What happens is that most of the chief officers, when they are now doing the supplementary, they don't rebudget the money that was supposed, that has already been committed. They don't rebudget. They go ahead and give new projects. And that's how we have had this pending program. That's why I've made this committee to ensure that before any budget is approved, has each department ensured that all the pending bills have been paid off or have been rebudgeted. So that's my commitment to this committee, and then also to my senator, also to the vice chair. I want to really plead and thank you for being sympathetic on the issue of us in terms of shareable revenue. I feel strongly that Vihiga is disadvantaged when it comes to shareable revenue at a national level for two reasons. The parameters that have been used to calculate our shareable revenue are wrong. First is the population. The population that has been used in the current formula is a very wrong population. They have used 590,000 people in Vihiga, when in the previous year we were using 700,000. And as of now, I can authoritatively tell you that we have more than 800,000 people in Vihiga. And I've used my remote sensing expertise to calculate population using scientifically, not just by just counting. And we have more than 800,000. So that's one of the issues. The second issue, again, is on poverty index. For some reason, the Kenya Bureau of Statistics, National Bureau of Statistics, believe that, Vihiga is so developed. Our poverty index has been put at 42%. So we rival Kajiado, we rival Nairobi. So as a result of that, When it comes to the calculation of shareable, we get very little. When you compare, for example, Kakamega, which is next to us, is given a poverty index of about 52%. Busia is given 70%. On equalization fund, I think my senator has also raised this matter in the Senate. Vihiga, a third of Vihiga is hilly and stony. There's nothing you can grow in that hill, but there are people there. So although we get 2,000 millimeters of rainfall, I appealed to our senator. He came to the Senate. He put up the case. But so, Vice Chair, I am passionately putting this matter. And I'm even putting up a report to give to the Commission of Revenue Allocation that they have not been fair to us. But to conclude, I want to commit that once we receive the clarifications, we are going to respond to them and we'll do the necessary consultation to ensure that we give the right information that will be acceptable to this committee. Thank you and God bless.
More radio, 88.2 FM. We are in charge.